Health Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Adam Baba voiced concern today over possible new COVID-19 outbreaks due to increased visits to shopping malls as families meet up for Hari Raya there after the government barred gatherings at home. He warned that such social activities, if left unchecked, could trigger a crisis in the transmission of COVID-19 cases as medical workers struggle with the rise in new infections. The Health Ministry also believes that a full lockdown may be required in Selangor if the authorities are unable to stem the rise in COVID-19 infections in the state. The minister said the current MCO, which is relatively more relaxed compared with the first iteration imposed in March 2020, has enabled the authorities to conduct more tests, isolate and treat positive cases, and hasten contact tracing. However, considering the worrying trend in Selangor, he said the current standard operating procedures need to be tightened and that the ministry will recommend a full and comprehensive MCO should the authorities fail to bring down the number of infections. Selangor continues to record the highest number of daily infections with 1,650 cases today, taking its tally to over 150,000 cases since the start of the outbreak. In total, 4,446 new infections were detected across Malaysia today. The country has now recorded 474,556 cases, 43,506 of whom are still infected with the virus. A record high of 45 deaths were reported, taking the toll to 1,947. Khairi Jamaluddin, the coordinating minister in charge of the national COVID-19 vaccination program, says the second round of applications for the AstraZeneca vaccine will be open exclusively for senior citizens aged 60 and above starting next week from May 23rd to May 26th. Bookings for vaccination slots can be made via the website at www.vaccinecovid.gov.my and through community outreach at the district health office level. After May 26th, applications will be open to those under the age of 60. Khairi also said AstraZeneca as well as Sinovac are not recommended for pregnant women. He said only Pfizer-BioNTech will be administered to them. Alternatively, they can wait to get vaccinated after giving birth. As of yesterday, 733,237 individuals have completed both doses under the first phase of the immunization program. They were among the 1,202,395 individuals who have received at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Putrajaya, through the Inland Revenue Board, is suing lawyer Tan Sri Muhammad Shafee Abdullah to recover 9.41 million ringgit in unpaid taxes, allegedly for the years 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014 and 2016. Shafee is former Premier Datuk Sri Najib Razak's lead counsel in several of his present cases. The IRB alleged in its statement of claim that it had sent additional assessment notices to Shafee's Bukit Tungku address between May 27th and May 30th, 2019. These were for the approximately 621,191 ringgit owed for 2011, 978,854 ringgit for 2012, 3.58 million ringgit for 2013, 1.74 million ringgit for 2014, and 1.83 million ringgit for 2016. The taxman noted, however, that for the year 2011, some 186,965 ringgit was deducted from the said amount owed, resulting in lower assessments for the year. As Shafee allegedly failed to pay up within 30 days of the notice, a 10% interest was charged to the said amounts. An additional 5% interest was further imposed after he allegedly failed to settle the sum within 60 days after that. The IRB is now seeking in excess of 9.41 million ringgit and a further 5% interest from the date of judgment and costs. Shares in gold retailers Tomei Consolidated and Pokong Holdings surged on Bursa Malaysia as gold prices hit a 3.5-month high. Tomei's shares hit limit up after rising by 30%. It ended the day at a 9-month high of RM1.31, valuing the counter at 181.6 million ringgit. Some 22.7 million shares changed hands. Pokong also soared to a 9-month high, jumping 28% to RM1.05 before paring back slightly to close at RM1.04 for a market value of 426.8 million ringgit. The counter saw 102.7 million shares traded. Reuters reported that gold prices are surging as a dip in US Treasury yields and persistent inflation worries in the bullion market burnished the metal's appeal. Spot gold was up 0.5% at $1,850 per ounce by 9:30 GMT, and according to Reuters technical analyst Wang Tao, it may rise to $1,876 per ounce after breaking a resistance at $1,847. China Automobile Parts Holdings has scrapped plans to inject property development business into the company as part of a scheme to regularize its PN17 condition and maintain its listing status on Bursa Malaysia. China Automobile had on February 22nd entered into a memorandum of understanding with Gan Kasiong, the controlling shareholder of Idaman Sejiwa Development, to acquire the entire equity interest of the builder. In a bourse filing today, China Automobile said it has received a termination letter from Gan as there was no progress after the execution of the MOU. With this, it is currently deliberating on its next course of action and will make the necessary announcements in due course. This is the second time China Automobile's attempt to regularize its financial condition has fallen through. In 2019, its plan to acquire local assembly hit a snag after the MOU between both companies was terminated. China Automobile shares have been suspended from trading since June 8, 2017, after it failed to release its financial reports within the stipulated timeframe. To date, the company still has not issued its outstanding 2017 and 2018 annual reports. It last reported a net loss of 77.12 million ringgit in FY16 and slipped into PN17 status in January 2018.